Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Macomb Area Conference Basketball on Channel 6 CPHS. Tonight, we're at jam-packed Port Huron High School as the Big Reds play host to the crosstown rivals, the Port Huron Northern Huskies. This is Randy Fernandez along with David Keys bringing you all the action of tonight's exciting MAC contest. But first, let's turn it over to our public address announcer for tonight's ball game, Mr. Eric Rucker, for the introduction of tonight's starting lineups and the singing of our national anthem, which will be performed tonight by Miss Liza Ely.
Welcome to Port Huron High School for tonight's crosstown rivalry between visiting Northern Huskies and the Port Huron High Big Reds. The athletic skills displayed today by the participants will serve them for only a few years. The sportsmanship displayed today will provide a lesson for a lifetime for all the attendants. We remind you that good sports are winners. At this time, we ask that you please stand and gentlemen remove your caps and respectfully pay honor to America as Miss Liza Ely, a senior at Port Huron High School, presents our national anthem.
What so proudly we
Well, David, it was exactly a month ago tonight that Port Huron High went down to Port Huron Northern, came away, stole one, as they say, 55-51. Northern out for revenge. Port Huron High out for momentum going into the districts. A lot to play for tonight on the line, even though, unfortunately, first place in the MAC Red will go to Sterling Heights.
Well, absolutely, Randy. The last thing you want to do going into district play is go in on a loss. So this is a very important game for both Coach Dan Hanton and Coach Jim Early. Both teams are going to concentrate on the fundamentals tonight. Rebounding, shooting free throws, playing solid defense. The rest will come. Whichever team excels in those areas the most tonight will end up victorious.
Both teams enjoying very, very successful seasons, have two fine coaches. Our referees for tonight's ball game to throw the ball up, Mr. Chet Boss on the sideline, Mr. Mike McDowell just going to throw it up. Underway here from Port Huron High School, and the opening tap goes to Eric Ratchey and the Big Reds.
Well, in the opening meeting between these two teams earlier in the season, Port Huron High dominated the glass. Let's see if they can establish that dominance once again.
Miller takes the first shot. It's an air ball, but Van Williams, but there's Troy Snyder. Johnny in the spot, quickly up to Bear, lays it up, blocked from behind by the smallest man on the court, Keith Gates, but he's going to be called on the first. And David, what's important there, thinking back to the first game, Keith Gates had to sit down early on in that ball game because he was in early foul trouble.
Absolutely. There's one player they can ill afford to have foul trouble tonight, and that is Keith Gates. Looked to me like that time he had nothing but the basketball. Very surprised that call early. It looked like a clean block on Dave Bear. Nice job, though, by both Bear and Schneider to kick it out. They have really ignited a run that's carrying the Huskies to very good basketball right now. Right now, they are playing probably the best of anybody in the MAC Red Division. They absolutely destroyed Sterling Heights at home last week.
Bear hits them both. Northern quickly up 2-0 with 7:35 to go in the first quarter.
Oh, nice pass. Beautiful pass by Miller. Great completion that time by Keith Gates.
You've got to ask yourself, how can Keith Gates, being in a man-to-man, be able to get the ball down low that easy?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the one thing that Gates can do, and that's finish the shot. He definitely did it that time.
Nice dish pass by Bear underneath the Smith. Can't get it to go. Ripped away by the sophomore Williams. Stolen by Kriegbaum, out of bounds, however, to Port Huron High.
Well, that was great hustle that time by Dave Bear. Almost got the turnover. He stepped on the end line, out of bounds to Port Huron High. Now, what Port Huron High has to do is get this game into their momentum. That's up tempo. That means breaking the press, just like Tony Miller did that time.
Made it look easy.
Absolutely. It's a strong pick out top by Van Williams. Carl Williams can convert there.
Nice block by Jody Smith underneath. The senior coming up big in his last MAC Red game before the districts.
One thing that Northern looks like they want to do tonight, as opposed to the first meeting, that's run the ball with Port Huron High. A great pass by Miller.
Credit the basket to Ratchey, his first. Credit the assist to Tony Miller, 4-2 Port Huron High.
Fantastic bounce pass that time. I hope everybody watching saw that. That's what you do in that situation. You don't make the pass through the air. Just a super pass.
Speaking
Great
of
dish
passes,
by Schneider.
Schneider's
Big
pass to
block.
Smith, but blocked underneath by Van Williams.
Big block by Van Williams, who got our key play of the game the last time these two teams met with this huge swat with just a few seconds left in the game.
Snyder takes it up strong, off balance, can't get it to go. It's ripped away by Van Williams.
Gates can make the jumper from there.
Keith can't get the roll. Nice rebound by Bear.
Probably not a good shot. He can make that shot, but probably not the time to do it. Nobody underneath the rebound. Oh, great pass by Schneider.
Smith just off his hands, out of bounds. I tell you, this is like watching UNLV Loyola Marymount here.
They are definitely moving the ball.
Our first substitution of tonight's ball game, Coach Dan Hanton inserts number 34, Chris Smith. Jody Smith takes a seat.
Boy, Northern really needs the post play tonight, too. That's what they were missing in the first game. They need somebody to step up, either Smith or Smith, to step up, score about 10 points, and grab about 7 rebounds.
Miller can't get it to go. Bear rips it down, his third. We'll try to reset the lineup so you're for Northern as Smith takes it strong to the hole, lays it up and in.
Job.
Basket by Smith. There's Smith, Snyder, Kriegbaum, Bear, and Bobby Wright for High, the Williams brothers. Keith Gates, who's just going to lay that one in.
Fantastic move.
Finishing up that lineup, Tony Miller and Eric Ratchey.
Fantastic move by Keith Cates, just going right down the lane. Somebody from Northern's got to step in and take the charge in that situation.
That's why Keith Gates is the community college Dale Voss's team #1 recruit going into next year, and I can see why. We've got our third foul of the ball game. It's on number 34, Eric Ratchey, his first. Pardon me, Chris Smith of Northern, his first.
Clear out right now, let Tony Miller take him. There shouldn't be any problem.
Tony follow-away jumper, can't get it to go. Chris Smith on the rebound.
Coach Early certainly going to want to see his players using more of their team. Saw a nice roll that time for Bear. Got the soft roll. That's the shooter's touch, and he's had it all season.
Well, I'll tell you, he redirected his shot because Keith Cates flew over top of him. He got the roll.
Northern, this man-to-man has given teams all kinds of trouble in the last 5 games. A great move.
Cates can't get it to go. Craig Baum on the rebound. 6-6 our score. We've played halfway through here in the first quarter.
Both teams playing the strong man-to-man defense. Both a little tight so far in the game too, Randy. A lot of short shots.
First shot up by Bobby Wright. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Back over to Bobby Wright.
Oh, nice touch pass into Smith. You've got to convert those though, Randy. Absolutely. If you get the ball down in that position, you've got to convert.
I was just going to say Jody Smith and Chris Smith underneath have had a hard time converting so far, but Keith Cates answered. Port Huron High up by 2.
That's a pretty fair move. Oh, nice pump fake. Great job by Chris Smith. Really like the way that he's come into the game, Randy. Very aggressive. When he's getting the ball underneath, he knows what he wants to do. He's going to go up and he's going to get the shot. He's either going to make it or he's going to get fouled.
Carl Williams picks up his first, team second. Chris Smith at the line to shoot 2. Well, David, what time do they have to lock the doors tonight? I know last time it was about 6 o'clock. Was that about it here tonight? They had to turn people away?
Tonight, 6:15. When I walked through the door, they told me I was the last person coming through.
Well, I'll tell you, I had quite a lot of people when I walked in uncontested a little after 7 o'clock, begging them, telling them they were with my camera crew. But one of the advantages of doing these ball games.
Right now, Northern is all over the glass.
But again, David having a hard time converting on here early in the ball game. Ratchey from way outside hits it just inside the 3-point line, only a 2. Ratchey gets on the board for High.
Boy, they love to see that out of Eric. There's the first steal of the night. Oh, what a great move! What a great move, Keith Cates!
Another one for the highlight film. You could make a book for the senior guard, Keith Cates. 12-7, Port Huron High.
Oh, love that move. But as I was trying to say, you need Eric Ratchey in the game. You got to have him producing offensively. That's something he's doing. Give it up.
Tony wants to take it himself. Tries to jam and gets hammered underneath by Bear. I'll tell you, it brought the crowd to its feet, David, but he should have passed the ball.
Absolutely, and Keith Cates for the wide open layup. Tried to take it himself. Nice job by Bear.
Hopefully that's not going to come back to haunt him again. It's a tough play there. I know Tony had the basket on his line, but and again, we've got a timeout Northern with 3:03 to go in the first quarter. It is Port Huron High 12, Port Huron Northern 7.
I tell you what, Randy, I can see Coach Jim Murley really livid right now in the team huddle, not happy at all with Tony Miller not giving it up there. Certainly, I love to take it to the hoop strong, and you like to put the nail in the coffin, so to say, early. Try to get the momentum going towards your team. But as we had said, probably the better case was to give it up to Keith Cates, who's a lot of showtime also, and can do a lot of things. That would have been the better move.
Well, David, this will give you a chance to recap the current standings in the MAC Red Division, with this again being the final regular season game for both teams.
Well, Sterling Heights Stallions on top, 16-2 overall, 12-1 in the league. Unless something unbelievable happens, Sterling Heights is going to take the conference crown. Northern in second, all alone at 11-2. Port Huron High at 10-3. Then there's a huge drop-off. Eisenhower, Stevenson, Roseville, East Detroit, Chip Valley, all playing under 500 in the league.
It's almost like when they say in the Big 10, the Big 2 is a little late. Kind of like the Big 3 here this year for the MAC Red Division.
Absolutely, and it says great things about the city of Port Huron and its basketball programs. we're taking out a large chunk of the metro area with the Sterling Heights and Warren area. And certainly Port Huron with the two teams up at the top says great things about him.
And I think that says a lot about Coach Dan Hannon, Northern coach, to Jim Early in his second year here at Port Huron High.
Miller, a very good free throw shooter. Oh, great rebound by Williams. Just can't allow that to happen. You got to get a body on him.
Miller hits one, but they cap off really what turns out to be a three-point play with a nice basket by Carl Williams. Foul before the shot. I think it's going to be on either Williams or Ratchie. We'll have to see what referee McDowell has sorted out. Foul is on Ratchie.
Well, so far Northern's been unable to get anything going offensively. They're not trying any offensive sets. So far it looks like they've tried to push the ball, take what's there. I think they're more of a deliberate team. I'd like to see them set up if it's not there. They certainly can run. There's no doubt about that. But if it's not there, they've got to use better decisions and get the ball back up top and set up their offense like they're doing right now.
Ryan Enright, a 6'3" junior, checks in for Coach Jim Early, and Jody Smith rechecks back into Coach Dan Hanton's lineup.
Well, this is a critical possession right now for Northern. The last thing you want to do is fall down 10 points with about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Well, again, it's been Port Huron High being able to hit the baskets where Northern struggling here early on. A lot of time, though. 2.5 remaining in the first quarter.
And great defense by the Big Reds that time. The double team forces the turnover by Jody Smith. That's what Port Huron High excels at. They know how to defend people, a lot of traps, a lot of double teaming, and they get the turnover. It's all great entry pass and great hands by Carl Williams. Just a great catch and conversion.
Again, I don't see how you can get that ball in against a 1-2-2 that easily.
Absolutely, and you can't, and you shouldn't.
Troy Snyder forces it up over Ratchie. Ratchie hustling all over the floor here early on to go along with his 4 points.
Kudos to Eric Ratchie right now, playing super defense, really shutting down Schneider. Very impressed. Right now, Northern's not able to get anything easy. That's a tough shot once again. You're just not going to make those on a regular basis. Excellent job by the Big Reds. Nice skip pass to Ratchie.
And you know, David, as you mentioned, coming in here early tonight, as Cates double pumps one, it looks like he's going to get the roll. No. You know, Northern coming in here with a big victory blowout against the top contender, and High kind of struggling a bit, having to go 2 overtimes the last ball game, but it's been all Port Huron High.
Absolutely, Randy, but that was a great play by Dave Bear. A little too much that time by Keith Cates. Lost his footing, but a great job that time by Schneider and Bear. I think that they feel right now like they've got to pick it up a notch to get their team going.
Brady Nelson checks in for Kriegbaum, and number 30, Papinal, is also going to check in for Northern.
Well, Nelson, the sharpshooter, they're going to need him from outside tonight. So far, Northern hasn't got anything going from the perimeter.
The perimeter or inside, I think they've got to post up Bobby Wright.
Yeah, I agree with you, Randy, and there's our man right there. Brady Nelson dumping it in. They need those shots, but you're absolutely right. Bobby Wright is not touching the ball right now, and he's got to for them to be successful. A little run now time for Northern.
Nelson puts it back in. Brady Nelson, instant offense off the bench, 4 points. He's only been about 40 seconds. Closes the gap to 4 with under a minute to go.
Super job of running the floor by Nelson and Schneider that time. Boy, that's great for Brady Nelson, too. He needs the confidence, because if he has the confidence, he is deadly. He's got great touch from outside.
Well, Brady's kind of a streak shooter, what we've seen him. If he gets going early, you never know.
Great defense that time by Bobby Wright.
Nelson's open. Oh, a little off balance, though.
He just strided out too far. And it looks like his leg gave away that time.
He's lucky he didn't lock his knee there and was seriously injured.
Absolutely. One more dribble is what he needed. Tried to overstride.
Boy, I tell you, though, that would have made a huge difference here early on if he could have made that basket.
He really would have. The 1-2-2 has really created a lot of
problems. They're going to have to shoot it. 2 seconds. A bad foul that time by Snyder with 1/10 of a second to go. And I think that's going to be a shooting foul, and Ratchie's going to go to the line to shoot, too.
I think you're right. That is something that's very uncommon. I hope everybody saw that, because you'll probably never see it again in Troy Schneider's career. That was not a good foul that time. Schneider is the master of the smart play.
Ratchie with 5 of the 18 Port Huron High points here in the first quarter.
Ratchie has definitely come to play tonight. He's a senior. He knows this is his final regular season home game against the Big Reds. Doing a great job. Super quarter that time by the Big Reds, but Randy, if you're the Port Huron Northern Huskies, what's your saving grace? You didn't play that good of basketball in the first quarter. Defensively, you allowed 19 points, but you're only down 6.
Well, again, that's exactly right, David. Port Huron Northern only trailing by 6, 19-13. And again, thanks in part to Brady Nelson off the bench. But again, probably the best first quarter basketball, at least shooting-wise, for senior guard Eric Ratchie with 6 points.
Boy, what a big boost for the Big Reds. They needed somebody to step up other than Miller Cates and Carl Williams. They got the offensive touch that time out of Eric Ratchie, just like you said, doing a great job. I think if you're Northern, though, right now, you've got to find a way to get Bobby Wright into the game because he was just a non-factor in the first quarter. He's got to get more touches underneath. You've got to get him involved.
Well, in case you missed the JV game, Port Huron High was successful, defeating the junior varsity team from Port Huron Northern by a score of 66-53. So Port Huron High trying to go for a sweep here tonight at the JV and varsity level. To start the quarter, Hanton sends out Papanaw, Snyder, Nelson, Wright, and Jody Smith for Coach Jim Early. Ratchie, Miller, Carl Williams, Paul Harrington seeing his first action, and number 44, Ryan Enright.
Great defense by Enright to deny the ball to Wright that time.
And Jody Smith gets on the board.
Super play by Jody Smith. That's what they need from him. Only a 4-point ball game right now.
Ratchie feels it a little bit strong on that one, though. Rebound by Wright.
Northern, great job
what a
by
move.
Wright.
And we're going to have a blocking foul underneath. The Port Huron High fans upset over that call, but Carl Williams will pick up his second, team 4th.
I think that Carl was just sliding over that time. Bobby Wright taking it aggressively to the hole. Maybe a little bit frustrated because he isn't getting the touches on their offensive set. Says he's going to take it on his own. Doing a nice job in drawing the foul.
Nice ball move, though, through the lane that time.
Oh, absolutely. This is Bobby's Achilles heel, as we've talked about so many times, shooting from the stripe. Has improved this season, though, dramatically.
Bobby needs a little bit more arch on his shot, I think, David. And as 50, Van Williams comes in for younger brother Carl. And a little more arch that time, and he gets it 1 out of 2, 19-16 Port Huron High.
Miller directing the offense. Oh, great defense by Bobby Wright. He's really picking up right now. Oh, big bucket, Van Williams. That's what they need out of Van. If he can hit the 6-footer, 7-footer on a consistent basis, the Big Reds are going to be difficult to beat tonight.
Well, again, Port Huron High always a threat from the outside. Again, any points they get inside is gravy.
Nelson is the man you got to be aware of. Nice shot by Ratchie to get over there. Schneider's got to look for that shot. There's the touch to Wright. Great pump fake.
I'd milk that all night, David.
Absolutely. I'd be looking for that all night. Just set him up down in the box and just hammer it into him.
Fouls on Enright. 14, Bear checks back in for Papanaw.
You just wouldn't think that Bobby Wright would be that difficult to defense down there because he's giving away about 5 inches to the Big Red players. But he's got all the moves, he's got the body size, and he's probably the most difficult post player to guard in the MAC Red division.
Bobby Wright to shoot 2. He was 1 out of 2 just a minute ago. Trying to cut into that 5-point high lead.
Everything was there that time for Wright. The release, everything, just a little strong with the touch. Right now, the Big Reds haven't had anything offensive in the last 3 minutes.
Bobby doesn't hit either one. The lead stays at 5.
Oh, super pass again. That's going to be a traveling violation. No.
Very good call by the referees, no doubt about it.
Excellent call. But wow, what a super pass by Tony Miller. He is the king of that half-court bounce pass. That is just fantastic.
And even though Harrington traveled with it, credit him for filling the lane. He was out there in a hurry.
Zone defense now by the Big Reds, switching up defenses. This is a good move. Harrington's just hooking Smith underneath there.
Nice block by Paul, but Paul's going to get called on the foul, and it's going to be a 2-shot violation. Harrington and Smith jawing at each other underneath.
Yeah, Harrington and Smith locking it up, but you expect that in a game of this magnitude. Both teams are going to be fighting very hard. Nelson, let's see how the junior handles the pressure. Nothing but net.
Hey, if Brady keeps shooting like this, he's going to see a lot of action tonight.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to see a lot of action through district play, too.
Brady 1 for 2, 21-17 our score.
Bears got to sag off Miller there. There's just no way he can hang with him.
Nice shot by Tony, a little bit too much rotation, in and out. Here comes Bobby.
A great dump off. Boy, you just got to be expecting that pass.
Guys like Troy Snyder and Bobby Wright, again, they can make their teammates look good or bad, and a lot of times, again, their teammates just aren't expecting those passes.
That's right. Just they bring those passes on, and where Kate's trying to do too much. Steal by Schneider. Schneider's got to take that shot. Oh, nice dump inside. Beautiful dump inside. Great shot by Smith.
And Coach Jim Early doesn't like what he sees, so with 5:38 to go in the first half, he calls a timeout. The high lead has shrunk from 7 down to 2, 21-19.
Fantastic run right now for the Huskies. They're doing everything, and the reason is because they have just turned it up to a different level on the defensive end. Right now, Port Huron High is getting no easy shots. All their jumpers are contested. A majority of their shots are coming from 15 feet out, and the last couple times down, all they've done is turn the ball over. So certainly it's the defense of the Huskies that's made the difference. 2 points so far in this quarter by the Big Reds.
Well, district action starts for both of these teams at L'Anse Creuse North High School. We hope you come out for all the action. Port Huron Northern opens up against the host team, L'Anse Creuse North, on Monday night, March the 8th. On Wednesday, Port Huron High takes on Anchor Bay. If Port Huron High wins that game, automatically in the finals, where Port Huron Northern must play one other team, the winner of Chippewa Valley and I believe Mount Clemens, to get to the finals.
Well, the chances are very good, Randy, that we'll have 2 Port Huron teams in the district finals.
And the nice thing about that is hopefully, again, at least one will emerge, and the regionals are being held right here at Port Huron High School.
Oh, nice move by Cates. Just trying to do too much, though. Can't do that.
Nice pass up.
Oh, super pass. I think it's quick count.
Credit to Basket. The foul on Harrington is second. And Bear will go to the line to break the tie as Northern has come back to tie the game.
Right now, the simple reason is the Big Reds aren't using their players. They're not doing it on the offensive end, but give all the credit in the world to the Huskies. Love the way that they're playing right now. They kept their heads during the bad times, even when they fell down by 8 points. Certainly have turned it around.
And Northern, who hasn't led since early on, is up by 1, 22-21.
What you really have to like, Randy, is that Northern's playing with a lot of quiet confidence right now.
Northern on a 9-3 run.
That's the third knockaway that Bobby Wright has had in the last 2.5 minutes. He has really stepped it up.
Harrington shot a little bit too hard. Tip backed up by Williams. Fight for the rebound to Bobby Wright of Northern.
Wright can run the offense too. One of the postmen again. Nice give and go.
And Harrington picks up his 3rd foul, and there's no doubt about it, Coach Jim Riley's going to have to sit him down.
Yeah, Paul not happy with the call, but he did get him with the body.
Number 22, Kevin Landshut, checks in for Harrington. Paul very upset on some of these calls.
This is a big time for Landshut, the sophomore, stepping in. This should be big.
And he is big, 6'5" to be exact.
Absolutely.
As Ratchie also checks back in. You know, the question I asked you, we were talking about the districts and the regionals, David, but is Detroit Pershing still in our area? That seems to be the downfall every
Anybody
year.
that comes out of the region is going to be looking at Pershing in the quarters.
It's tough to play against a team where their top 7 players, not just the top 5, all get Division I scholarships.
Just incredible, incredible depth. But when you can recruit, you can do a lot of things.
I didn't think they could do that down there.
Unofficially.
I think Ratchie's back in the ball game for his scoring. Usually it's his defense, but he's been hot here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, right now, Northern's on a 10-2 run in the last 3.5 minutes of this ball game. Big Red just can't get anything going offensively against his own defense. They had no trouble against the man. They just haven't been able to crack the zone.
You see, if the zone continues, you may see Ben Carmody come in for that 3-point range.
You may have to, but see right now, Port Huron High is getting absolutely no movement. Miller and Cates are just standing still on the opposite end of the floor. Landshut, big shot, no good. Big rebound by Wright.
Wright his 6th rebound.
Oh, nice great pass.
Nice touch pass by Baird to Chris Smith. Northern all over it on the defensive end, 2-on-2. Nice move, right at the basket, the foul on Cates. And the Northern fans on their feet.
Huge bucket. What a great shot by Troy Schneider. It doesn't get any better than that. It's timeout time, Big Reds.
And again, you would not believe it, but Port Huron Northern on a 14-2 run here in the 2nd quarter. It's been all Northern, just as it was all high in the first 8 minutes. It's been all Northern here with 3:57 to go. Our score 27-21, and Northern will go to the line. Troy Snyder to try to cap off the 3-point play. Well, the zone has just killed Port Huron High.
Oh, they're getting absolutely no motion with it. Nobody's trying to dribble into the seams or trying to cut through the seams. If you don't bet, you're just not going to score. I think right now what Port Huron High needs to do is get Carl Williams back in the ballgame. He is such a critical part to this team, although only a sophomore. Regardless of whether he has foul trouble or not at this point, I think it's a critical junction of the game, and I think you have to get him in there.
And I think you got to get him in, and you got to look for him, David. They have a tendency, we've pointed this out in our broadcast. Mr. Coleman, who's sitting behind us here, who is a star here at Port Huron High, but they always have a tendency not to look for the big men. And here Coleman goes on to St. Clair County Community College, and just, he's almost the most valuable player in the league. Just, again, you've got the big boys down underneath. You got to look for Williams. You got to look for Landshut.
Well, Carl Williams is back into the ball game. Not unexpected. Schneider, an excellent free throw shooter.
All net for Troy.
Here's the press. Nice jump by Bear.
Cates too hard, rebound Bobby.
See, they had a 4-on-3 situation and ended up with a 12-foot or a 15-foot jumper. Just can't have that.
3-pointer, in and out, rebound right. I'll tell you, Port Huron High just cannot do anything on the offensive or defensive rebounding end. But the call goes against Northern.
That's a big call by the referee. It looked to me like Wright made the nice spin move.
I missed that one too, David. But Port Huron High on the offensive end getting one shot and one shot only.
High just seems like a frustrated team right now. They need either Cates or Miller to step up and take the reins here. Nice
pass. Tony would shoot too. What a give and go between Cates and Miller.
Oh, that was fantastic. Just the speed of Cates just made that play.
Northern foul number 10, Troy Schneider.
Snyder picks up his second, team fifth.
His second, team's fifth.
Tony Miller coming into the game.
Miller will shoot
The
2.
second best free throw shooter of the starters, getting 69% on the season. This is one of his strong points. And that's a big bucket.
They've
That's
been
a
stuck
big
on
hoop.
2 points here in the second quarter for about, I think they've gone 6 minutes without a basket.
Basically, they have.
In fact, if you don't count a free throw as a basket, they still haven't made a 2-point play this
That's
quarter.
right. Going to the full court pressure, the Big Reds trying to turn it up defensively. Northern doing a nice job of recognizing. Oh, Smith is wide open deep, but nobody recognized that he was down there. Got to look to trap. Miller on Bear.
Bear fills it, he puts it up from 10, gets the nice
my.
roll.
But
That
Dave
hit,
Bear has
that
had
hit
some
the front of the rim.
He's had some kind rolls tonight.
Nice steal by Troy.
Just too loose with the basketball. Oh, not a good foul by Bear. You don't want the 80-foot foul.
Dave knew it. You saw him clinch his fist there in disgust. He knew it wasn't a good foul. Only Northern 6. The next one will put him over the limit in the one-on-one situation.
You know what, though, Randy? It's hard to get upset because they're playing with such intensity right now that you can't let that, as a coach, really get you upset.
Tell you, Northern just double teaming the guards here. I think Northern has spotted that every time, whether it's Miller, Cates, or Ratchie bring the ball up, they always do a spin move about half court, and there's either Bear or Craigbaum or Snyder there to try to double team them.
They're jumping it. You'd rather see the crossover dribble there. There's the first entry pass. That's what they have to do. That's what makes Port Huron High an effective ball club, is when they get it into the paint, and they've been not doing that over the last 6 minutes.
Credit the assist to Ratchie, the basket to Miller.
Schneider, just great recognition.
Nice block by Landshut and Williams underneath. High down by 5, looks to cut into that deficit.
Right now, the post player's got to get down there. Williams has got to flash to the paint right now. Got to have one of the big men flash. See, Williams is just standing there. He's not going to get the ball at any time. Oh, Landshut from downtown.
Can't get it to go. Right, another rebound.
Probably not a good choice of passes that time. Oh, nice pass by Cates.
Landshut can't convert, however. And
Oh,
Bear
great
all
looking
alone.
pass.
Can't get the basket, though.
It's a huge miss.
All by himself.
I think Bear was tired. I think that's the reason he missed that layup.
But I'll tell you, Northern getting out on the break there. Port Huron High just not getting back.
Oh, they really are. I think both teams are tired right now. The way they're shooting the ball, everybody's catching front iron.
I agree with it. Both teams, some of the defenders are hands on their pants, and that's a sign of tiredness.
This is a bucket.
Right.
Nobody stops right there.
Bear gets it back, kisses it off 2 hearts. Chris Smith on the tap. Nice one-handed by 34, Chris Smith.
That's something that the Big Reds did not do the first time, and it was stand around and watch the ball, and that's what Northern Huskies didn't do the first time they played, and that was hit the board. That's the difference right now for the Huskies. They are just dominating the offensive glass.
Northern substitution number 12.
Under a minute to go here in the first half. 32 High, 25 Port Huron Northern. Van Williams checks in for Landshut. Bill Bolazar checks in for Northern, number 12.
Ratchie can't get it to fall.
Bolazar takes it up strong. Nice move by Bolazar.
Big move by Bolazar.
I'll tell you, Nelson and Bolazar off the bench. Instant offense. We've seen Bolazar do this before.
Boy, just a great trapping defense by the Huskies this half. Really has been the difference in this game.
Nice move by Van Williams. Just can't get it to go as it spins off. Snyder looks up at the clock. Plenty of time with 12 seconds.
Boy, that's the epitome of the first half for the Big Reds.
Smith all by himself underneath the boards. They'll pull it back out for one.
Great job by
Three-pointer.
Schneider.
They're going to get another chance. This will count. After 16 minutes of play, Northern, who trailed by 6 after the first quarter, leads by 9, 34-25. We'll be back for third quarter action after these commercial timeouts.